Welcome back, everyone, to the galaxy with our second campaign in this universe or in this galaxy, we'll say. For those who are new to this concept, this is our new uh, group designed kind of world or once again galaxy that we're going to be playing sci-fi systems in. Definitely I'll throw a link to our past videos, but you can go through and see us collaboratively create this world and kind of fill it with different pieces, as well as our first campaign, which we used the alien system for hard contact. You can see how the crew survived there. But this time we're playing a different system. We are going to
Survived.
be diving into the Starfinder 2E system. The Starfinder 2E playtest, I should say, by Paizo. Full system coming in August. So we're going to try to put this new playtest system through its paces. This will be a little bit of a longer campaign. We're aiming for between 5 and 7 sessions for this one. And if you watched our session 0 for this campaign, the group chose the His Crusades. So before we meet the crew, let's give a little bit of backstory on kind of what the situation is this group will be thrown into. But basically, there's a newly formed colony on the outskirts of space named Avisa. The colony for decades has flown under the galactic notice, but it's a colony where wealth is pretty apparent. The fields are bountiful with harvests that can outpace many agricultural worlds. The jungles are filled with both creatures as well as plants that can be harvested to make rare pharmaceuticals. The mountains are lined with precious minerals that can be sold and fortunes be made on the marketplace. All of this concentrated on one world with no affiliation. And to top it off, within the last year, a trove of ancient technology was discovered and partially unearthed, with the promise of more to be found on the world. With this kind of drawing in, alongside this trove being found, the Pavers, these great biological beasts who are able to traverse the stars and create wormholes in their wake, have added 2 new wormholes to this area, putting them in the center of galactic trade, commerce, and flight. All of this has brought a visa to the attention of the galaxy, mixed with the attention of 2 competing Hiss. These 2 Hiss both believe they have claim to the world of Avisa and are trying to aggressively stake their claim. On one side, you got the Zardican Protectorate. This is one of the oldest and largest Hiss holdings. Expands across the stars. Uh, with its horde are planets, people, corporations, technology. It is expansive, old, and well known. Zardican is a Hiss that is very interested in protecting those he considers under his protection, but he's one of the most ancient Hiss and is old, and as some say, with being so old, time doesn't really matter to him and slow to react, even by the lifespans of those of the galaxy outside of the humans. Some think that while he's keen to provide protection, some think that it's just too slow to arrive. But one of the colonies did beseech his help and receive some technology from him, earning and in promise to be added to his horde. On the other side, though, are the Bariz. The Bariz host is a kind of owned by a younger Hiss, but is growing rapidly. This Hiss is very known for being hands-on with those he considers part of his horde, uh, bringing better lifestyles or better standards of living, technological advancements, profits for the corporations he controls, but a distinct loss of freedom. There, before the Visan government decided to kind of collaborate, or before the planet of Visa decided to form its own government, uniting all the different settlements on the colony world. One of them made a pledge with the Bariz Corporation that if he was able to keep the corporate authority from laying claim to the world, they would gladly join his protectorate. All of these different claims kind of swirl around with these two Hiss who have kind of moved into position, both trying to lay claim to this planet of Avisa, along with the rest of the galaxy reacting to this newfound wealth, has placed the Avisa planetary government in a very tough spot. Because they're between two giants with very little to defend themselves with. The acting president of Avisa has formed a coalition trying to navigate between these giants or decide which giant they wish to side with. Many clamor for independence, many clamor that they should choose one side or the other. A few even wish that the corporate authority was able to come in and just pay them all out to move on to the next thing. And that is where the group is going to enter into this swirl of chaos, this swirl of competing interests, this crusade of his. With that, before we kind of get into the start here, I'll have you guys introduce your PCs, and we're going to do a few questions on kind of what, if any, you think your PCs know about each other, and kind of how this group came together. So who wants to introduce their PC first?
You know what? I'm good with kicking off.
Go for it.
Hazrad. Or Hazrad, the Hiss. A relatively young one by his standards, but still an ancient being by human standards. A big, bulky, naturally armored, and artificially... dang it, I had the word, there was more alliteration. Enhanced, I'll use for now, close enough. Hiss. Clad in a variety of fine robes, and we'll call them artifacts of great cost. But in reality, it's just that old technology that keeps half this galaxy running. He has a stern look about him, but yet still, he is known as an empathetic person. He has seen quite a bit, has much to see, and has thrown his own weight and lot in with these his crusades.
Perfect. How old exactly did you say he was? I forgot. Or did you?
I didn't quite give a number, and I like it being more enigmatic.
Perfect.
Just old, we'll call it.
All right, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Oh, wait, one last thing, briefly. I want to add, I feel as though Hazrad knows independently and individually each member of the party, and so he once agreed upon. As for the hows and whys, I'll leave that to the rest of the party.
All right, so I'm playing Neuralgia Amberheart. She's a younger dwarf, although she'll probably like 50 or 60 years old, given that humans are like very young in this galaxy. So she's probably like just out of her teenage years. She wears pretty heavy soldier-looking armor, but no visible weaponry. One kind of half of her head is shaved, and the other the auburn hair like folds over the side with a braid among all the strands. But her most noticeable feature are these deep, unnatural scars that appear on both sides of her face and seem like they go down the rest of each side of her body. But the armor covers up everything except her face. And on the left side, inside the scars is like this orange kind of crystalline structure. That's the Rhea substance that's only very recently been discovered in the galaxy. And then on the right side, it's a deep purple where her Zero kind of addiction has taken hold in a visible way. At any given time, one side of the crystal is just glowing and the other side is not. And sometimes it'll switch when she wakes up in the morning. Sometimes it'll switch in the middle of a conversation. Sometimes it'll switch in the heat of battle. But whichever side is glowing, you see a very different neuralgia that you interact with. When the Rhea is kind of has a hold on her personality, she's very excitable and ready to take action, eager to see new things, talk to new people, and just have fun. Whereas when the Zro is more prevalent, she's a little bit more self-protective, trying to not take risks, and very cautious of other people in new places and dangers. And she's been through some challenges as a result of this, what the Zero and Rhea have done to her. And so she kind of tends to rely on the rest of the party for guidance and important decision making, and she's happy to help out whenever she can, in particular piloting whenever we need to get somewhere. But when it comes to longer term plans and goals, she doesn't really trust herself for that kind of stuff.
Perfect. All right. Who wants to go next?
I guess I can give it a go. I'll be playing Argo Fisk, who, by human standards, he's a little up there in age. He's seen a few things, seen lots of things. Probably around the same age as Neuraldra, but that's a whole nother conversation. He's never been the best in a fight, at least not one that takes place, physically hurting other people. But he's always very aware of what's around him and aware of the people around him, and is good on using them, elevating them, bringing them up, bringing them down, bringing them wherever he needs them to be. He loves talking to people. He loves talking to people. He loves talking with people. He loves talking at people. Sometimes he loves talking to people. He just loves talking. He's a people person, a person of the people, a personable person, if you catch my meaning. He has been with this group for some time. From Berger, if I remember right, Fisk's grandfather from way back when did you a solid, and part of that makes Hazrat feel connected, indebted.
Connected, yes. Indebted, more so. He sees you akin to his own.
All right, that's a nicer way to put it. A strange connection with a grandfather Fisk from yesteryear has bonded him to the Hazrat of the Hiss. And Neuraldra, a troubled soul who we met at some point, not sure when, feels like forever, feels like yesterday, up to you really, who he's been helping her deal with her, I guess, is the simplest way to put it. And that rounds us around to Pez, who connects us in maybe more ways than we want, but it's a nice sort of connection. But I'll let Keith get into that.
So I guess that's me. So
Yeah.
PEZ, which is the acronym that stands for, I should have wrote this down, the Pharmaceutical
Emergency Supply?
Exactly. That's what it was. Yeah.
The Pharmaceutical Emergency Supply, otherwise known as PEZ, is a race within our galaxy called the Mentharu. And so the Mentharu are a little interesting, and they were created as biological weapons. And some of them become sentient when exposed to Zero. And so due to the exposure of Zero to Pez, he not only gains sentience, but also a connection with the Zero that gives him kind of mystical powers. And a little unique in that he wasn't a weapon per se, but almost a battlefield medic in that he could produce medicines on the battlefield by ingesting chemicals and then producing them as kind of the abilities of the Mentharu. So when he gained sentience, he was originally, I believe, aiding Neuraldra. Is that what we? I think we had agreed to that. If not, I'm making it up on the fly.
Yeah. No, I like the idea that like it was the Zoro that's like already in my body that kind of you were treating in a medical way, and maybe some of that Zoro got into you in a way that granted you your sentience. So I was like there for that event, which is kind of cool.
Just imagining a Pez dispenser looking up and saying, "Mama." Sorry for hiding. I'll mute.
Yeah, and so Pez has kind of gained his consciousness or awakening as part of filtering out the Zoro from Neuraldra and aiding. And so the Pez is in an interesting spot in that he is now free. He can do as he wishes, and he wishes to help people. And so he serves as a battlefield medic, seeking out those who he can aid. He also has an interesting ability in that he psychically connects those he's bonded, which unfortunately for the group, I've bonded all of them. And so we all have a psychic connection. And so when he finds someone that he thinks needs help, he bonds them, and now they can hear the thoughts of everybody else that he's bonded.
Perfect. So this crew, it sounds like you guys have known each other. You've been working together for some time. Argo, you've ran into Housrod due to great granddaddy's connection there. Some favor. You found the ancient his still, or well, ancient to your standards, young by his standards, is still around, kicking around. Pez, you were not brought into life, but you were brought into awareness by trying to treat Neuraldra of her kind of Zoro addiction. Let's connect a few of the other people here. So, Housrod, outside of being the savior for Argro's grandfather, what brought you into contact with these people?
So, Housrod, I feel like, has been really pushing for the Mentharu to be seen as their own race and have their full freedom. Seeing them as like, okay, these clearly sentient when exposed to Zoro. They have a spot here at the table now, and that is probably in part due and fueled by the Hiss wanting more for their horde and likely seeing sentient life as something greater than merely those weapons or tools that the Mentharu could be. So perhaps it's motivated by selfishness, perhaps by some form of protectiveness over this new existence. So that could be very well his connection to Pez. Just like this is someone willing to advocate and to fight for Pez right there. Chris, what was your character's name one more time?
Neuraldra.
Neuraldra. I wanted to make sure I didn't mispronounce. For your character, kind of the same thing. I was thinking of like Housrod also advocating for the. I'm not really sure how to really put it other from the like oh no, I lost the word. The rehab, that's it. The rehab and rehabilitation of some beings. Trying to bring them back to a more sensible state. The MKZs.
Yes, I will say that like the influence of the like Rhea has definitely had an impact in reducing the chaotic nature of the Zoro. So it's like at one point maybe I was close to going full like fiend, but then the Rhea kind of changed that, and maybe you're trying to investigate that substance and how it has an effect on different people, and kind of using me as like your prime case study, but it might be able to help out other fiends in that goal of rehabilitating them.
Heck yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Argo, I got an idea. So I feel like you're probably a friendly fella.
Oh yeah.
And so I feel like Pez is like stage 5 clinger. So like if someone was to come up to Pez and just be like, well, hello, you're new to the planet. Is there anything I can do to help? They'd be like, Pez would be like, my new best friend. You are now bonded.
Oh, easy. Easy peasy. All right, there. Let's dial back the friend. Let's dial back friendo mode. Yeah. Let's get
You're
on the
my
next
friend
one.
now. We're having soft tacos later.
Whoa. Hold on now. Tortillas ain't cheap, boy. Not in this neck of the woods. I'm just thinking like what, Argo tries to rein in Pez. Like easy. He's just being friendly. That's his job.
I'm just saying, if you wanted a connection.
No. It's okay. I love you guys, but I can't stand any. I don't think I take any more guys bouncing around in my brain. It's nice to know you. I'm trying to think of a pun with that, but it doesn't work. Either way. But I don't know. I do like the idea of Pez being very friendly and like almost like naive to the world, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all of his probably knowledge he learned being like the tool, but like not really any social or just life interactions, probably.
Yeah, when somebody tells you to shove it, they don't actually want you to do anything with that. It's a figure of yeah. I don't know. Okay, I can totally get behind naive Pez and trying to dial that back.
So makes sense. So you probably met Pez shortly after Pez was awakened. Because you mentioned, I don't know if we defined it, but you said there was something with neuralgia that connected you two. What was that?
Well, I'm not quite sure what the circumstances would have been to make sense. Maybe considering what this was discussed with Hazrat and Neuraldra. Argo's kind of attached to the big boy lizard, and his interest in the Rhea. I forget if it was Rio or Rhea. Rhea.
Yeah.
In the Rhea and her made him, like, well, I'm interested too, I guess, but there's still a person at the end of this, and they're suffering. Like, it's not just what we can get out of it, but it's I don't know. Maybe he's thinking short term, and Hazrat's thinking long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking that like when one side or the other gets kind of too extreme to the point of neuralgia like acting in ways that she might regret later, like you're the one person who can kind of like talk sense into her, and like you can so like if like the Zro is too strong, then she's like can get to the point of like completely shut down and like not responding to what's going on, but like you're the one who knows the right things to say to like get through that and say, hey, like remember why you're here, remember what we're doing, that sort of thing. And
I can get behind that, but I'm just imagining Pez, do not bond with the valet. Neuralgia, put the drink down. Had enough. just a night out, and how that would look like.
Hazrat, you can't add them to your horde.
No, Hazrat, they work here. I don't know.
Hazrat, you do not own the place. Stop trying to lay claim to it. You're just a wrangler.
God, yeah, I'm just a wrangler. Whatever. Should have made a character with a cowboy hat and a lasso, but whatever.
Sweet. So we got these connections with the group. What is this group doing? Why is this group all hanging out together?
I feel like that can be answered easily. Hiss said, okay, we're traveling together, and Mantaru connected us all mentally.
Yeah.
I guess what were you all doing before? Because it sounds like you guys aren't from a visa. What were you all doing before making your way to a visa?
maybe it was a stop on the way to somewhere else, but suddenly these have gotten way more interesting. I love the idea of being sidetracked.
I also like the idea of like kind of the Mass Effect Eden Prime, like, oh yeah, we were going on a vacation here after like a big adventure.
Yeah, and then it got bad.
Like, ah yes, this beautiful world. The what Crusades?
Yeah,
Don't worry, guys. 5-minute adventure, in and out.
yeah, no big deal.
So it sounds like you guys went to. I mean, it could make sense. You guys went to a visa to lay low, relax, probably giving Geralda a chance to get used to her new circumstance. Pez a chance to understand what his new sentience means.
One reason that maybe Pez wanted to go there, and maybe Neraldra would want to go, is the vast natural resources would allow him to make the medications maybe required to help transition Neraldra into kind of a more stable state.
The world is known for some pretty advanced pharmaceuticals, so it would make sense to kind of head there, see what you could find,
or even potentially learn new tricks. Who knows? All right, I like that. Hey, went there to teach Pez how to dispense better meds and maybe make something that helps Neraldra. Hazrad is very much into like, well, let's see what we can do to make this better. And Argo is playing Wrangler.
Perfect. You guys made your way to a visa. What do you? We'll get to this more as we get into the game. But what is? I mean, probably you guys have exceptional skills. It makes sense the Avisan government would reach out to you for assistance with this chaotic period. What is the group's feelings on this tug of war between the two Hiss and the Avisan planetary government?
I feel like starting with the Hiss here, Hosrod's opinion. The elder of the Hiss had his chance, but the colony he made the deal with has passed. This is an entirely new one. This new Hiss, this aggressor, well, there's less freedom within his horde. Thing is, he did kind of come here first to claim this new colony. Thus, Hosrod is more aligned, still loosely aligned with this newer Hiss.
What's the rest of the group think?
I can't bridge a peace between the two halves of my own head, let alone two giant factions coming together. Like one side of me is like, this is the worst possible situation for someone like me to deal with, and then the other side is me like, oh, I have lots of experience dealing with bridging gaps and finding a balance, and maybe I can use some of that experience to help out here and find some sort of solution.
Oh, I don't keep up with politics. Nah, I'm kidding. That feels. Well, it's just maybe Argo's, I guess, more invested in the whole self-determination, because why not? So let them rule themselves. Why do you guys have to just, gimme? Just let them do the thing. All of a sudden, there's natural resources. It's looking a lot more profitable, viable, and suddenly now you want to get your fingers in it. Disgusting.
What does Pez think?
Pez just wants friends. But I think Pez would be in a position where he would, and I guess I refer to him as a he, but technically it's a it. But Pez would just want to probably believe that people should have the freedom to choose, kind of from his own background. But largely he would hope for peaceful solution in which we can negotiate and talk this through and come to a common understanding of kind of our own desires and freedoms.
All right. So with that, you all kind of seeing a little bit more about how the group came together, figured out a little bit more what they're trying to do on planet, get kind of resources for utilize the natural abundance of pharmaceutical resources to both enhance Pez's skills and see if there is a chance to help balance or kind of bring some type of normalcy to Narandra. With that, would you guys have done any jobs for the Avisan planetary government, or would you all just kind of just more hung out in the jungles?
Jungles.
That's where those resources are.
Yeah, but there's no air conditioning in them their jungles.
No air conditioning, a lot of very hostile predators.
Yeah. Yeesh. I mean, like, I think it would make sense to, like, what sort of jobs would they be offering up? You know, like as a government body, like what would they say? Ah, yes, here's some credits to do a thing. What would that thing be?
Definitely. In a visa, the government is young, even by human standards. This government's probably about 2 or 3 years old. The president is still an acting president. He hasn't been like formally voted in. He's just the one that's kind of managing them through this crisis after the settlements formed together. What they're having to do right now is kind of what they pay for is helping put out fires, pretty much, with the attention of the two hiss. And that's kind of one of the things we'll describe as we get into this the game. But one of the things you'll notice, even just coming in from like a starboard view or coming in from the stars, is each of these hiss have a pretty large dreadnought parked above the planet at opposite ends of the orbit. So the Avisan government is trying to hiring mercenaries, warriors, bringing all of their skilled hunters and people that can get things done into make themselves look as stable as possible, and so that it looks like they don't need this. So you've been brought in to do things like helping secure the settlements, helping, especially with the new attention you guys are getting from the resources and the new paver wormholes, helping prevent attacks from pirates. A lot of kind of defense, securing, and even some kind of treks into the jungles to help some of the prospectors as well as kind of the mineral and resource gatherers.
Okay. I like that. Like they're trying to look stable at least. We don't have any problems. Look, it's been 80 days since the last murder by a citizen of the planet.
That guy got killed by a jungle cat. It does not count.
That's we don't count animal death or pirate death.
I'm really curious of how they feel about another hiss walking in to help them.
It's more of a. I mean, as long as you're not trying to plant a flag, you know, literally or figuratively, I think it'll be okay.
Are you trying to plant a flag?
Oh wait, yeah, you'd be in Hazrat's head, wouldn't you? There would be some genuine thoughts that crossed his mind about trying to claim this place for himself. He's yet to act upon them.
I mean, Hazrat isn't. He's not exactly old enough to started the whole horde thing, right? Like,
yeah, no, he doesn't have enough to really like have any greater claim than the other two, or have any real fighting chance against the other two.
Well, I mean, you know, they're a brand new government. You're a brand new horde maker. Maybe we can make a deal happen, right? You know, two little guys coming together to take on the big guy, the mean guy, the wanna control everything you do guy. You know, just a thought. Whatever. Maybe we can go down that road. Who knows?
Heck yeah.
In terms of like a job we've done for them, I was thinking maybe that like the they're constructing a new like highway between the main capital and like another major colony through the jungle. And so we were maybe the first thing we were hired on when we got there was to just like help protect the workers from various wildlife as they progressed to complete the highway, because they were having issues with that until we showed up.
Okay, I can get behind that. I'm also wondering about like maybe trying to reel in some settlements that maybe just maybe didn't like the idea of a planetary government. You know, the outliers. I don't want to get off my land, Fed. Essentially.
Maybe that's the sentiment of the colony that we were helping this highway get constructed towards.
Yeah, right. Maybe as what do you think, like an act of goodwill? Look, man, you have to be a part of the government.
Someone that didn't want like to be a part of a government would want a highway built.
Yeah, it's like, why are you cutting down our trees and putting down gravel?
Yeah, maybe we weren't protecting them from the wildlife.
Right? Yay, parallels. Anyway. Oof. Okay, I don't know, Tegan, what do you think?
What's that?
What do you think?
Yeah, you could have. I probably wouldn't put the same one as the one they built the highway to, but you could definitely have like there are colonies that weren't there are settlements on the colony that weren't as happy about being joined together, with the acting president have to deal with the threat of if you're on your own, you're on your own. No trade, no assistance, nothing. They bring them into line. So maybe you guys have to go negotiate. Maybe I don't know. Well, how far would the group go to help keep those settlements in line?
You'd walk in with a big smile and a big lizard and see which one we need more. I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of, hey, let's try to settle this peacefully. We tried to settle this peacefully. And maybe it wasn't having to take out the entire settlement, just having to get rid of the squeaky wheels that had to get, not the grease, but just replaced.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys may have done like not quite black ops, but some gray ops for the Avisan planetary government for probably a hefty sum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could get behind that.
Perfect. So I think we've got a good view for the group. You guys came to Avisan to help find some pharmaceuticals, as well as a potential kind of mellowing factor for Naraldra and help Pez kind of up his medical skills, as well as kind of figure out his newfound sentience. While there, though, you have partnered with the Avisan government, taking on some jobs in between helping forge a new highway between some of the settlements and fending off the vicious wildlife for these that tried to assault the workers, and dealing with some pretty aggressive negotiations, we'll call it, with one of the settlements who did not want to be part of the Avisan planetary government, but had to be brought in line. Is there anything else for this group that we want to establish before we jump in?
I love the idea of let's go to this planet to relax and find ourselves. We're gonna kill some wildlife and threaten people. And if threatening doesn't work, we're gonna get rid of some people. I
believe that's promises.
Yeah, right. You know, we tried to relax, but it's in our blood, buddy.
Who was the just for fun? Which of the characters here got bored for first and started looking for jobs?
Probably Neuralgia.
I was going to say Hazran. It could have been both. I actually kind of like it as a mutual thing. Like, all right, we're relaxing. And just within the group chat, just like all mutually or individually got up like, yeah, I'm bored. Let's cause some trouble.
Oh, God, man, this is stupid. Who would relax on purpose?
I feel like 50 times a day, they all just heard in their head, Ooh, look at this unique flora I found, and its chemical properties are unique. Just that like 50 times in a row, and they're like, all right, it's time for something different.
Just like one of like those like NPC like voice lines that just keeps popping up no matter what you do.
Wow. The spots in the flora sure are unique. Wow. The length on this one is longer than the rest.
I need to kill something.
I've made a new friend.
I know what I am going to kill.
Perfect. Well, the group got bored, got all the acting president. I don't think I gave you his name, but it's acting president Voltu. He's Mungazi, who was nominated by the various settlements to be the president of the new Avisan planetary government. He is not he's not been elected in. It's been too early for elections, but he's been trying to manage through this crisis. And his goals are to keep Avisa independent. But his secondary goal is to keep Avisa independent, but his main goal is to keep Avisa thriving and around. He does not want to be crushed in between these two giants fighting over his world, but he's trying to thread a needle with keeping everything flowing. Yeah, so unless you guys have anything else, we're going to kind of dive in. Perfect. Well, you all look out amongst the space. You see the kind of the stars, and at the faint edges of space, three separate wormholes kind of glowing with this eerie blue. As you zoom into this planet that is just, even from an aerial or orbital view, you could see it is lush, covered with deep greens of verdant forest, blues of these vast oceans, and even through, even from the space, you can see these snow-capped mountains that have just covered in snow, but deep beneath the snow and the rock filled with riches. Between the stars and on opposite ends of the planet, you see two orbiting dreadnoughts. Similar design, but very different in appearance. One of them appears to have been older. It has this gold and black coloring with the symbol of Zardakin upon it. It seems older. It seems less. It doesn't seem like it's falling apart, but it seems like it's been maintained for function, not form. It's one that is fully operational, fully functional and ready for war, but it's not been shined, it's not been polished. It definitely doesn't seem like it has that same showy TLC to it. The dreadnought across from it couldn't be further from the difference. Same style of dreadnought, but this one is covered in black and silver with the symbol of the Briz host upon it. This one is gleaming. You can see some of the sun's rays gleaming off the silver sections. Well maintained, well polished. It looks as if appearance is a little bit almost a form over function with how well it is designed. Is almost created to create a little bit of shock and awe whenever it appears in orbit. But you see these two are polar opposite ends of the world, with the geosynchronous orbit kind of almost always maintaining their positions away from each other as they circle around this world, circle around the prize they both want to add to their hoards. But zooming into the planet, you kind of rushing through, you see deep within the jungles, this settlement, and within the settlement, you see a bit of chaos going off. You see guns firing. You see a ship kind of coming and hovering just kind of above the settlement with these creatures, or with these people wearing these black and gold insignias on their arms and this ragtag armor, kind of maneuvering their way through the settlement, looking like they're pillaging for resources, moving quickly, moving fast, efficiently, not looking to cause as much havoc, but looking like they're trying to, almost as like a smash and grab on a citywide scale. You all see this kind of playing across your data pads as you see the holographic projection of Ghazi acting president Veltu, Voltu appear. You hear or kind of through these sonic rumblings as he begins to speak. This kind of orb-like structure fluttering as each word kind of resonates through. And he goes, "Actually, do you guys have a name? Do you all have any group name, or is it just
I wonder if there would be a disagreement on what we call ourselves.
Hazrad's Horde.
Hazrat would call it Hazrat's Horde.
You know what? I'm for the sake of making Hazrat happy, I think Argo would just play along. Sure.
Oh, dang.
Maybe does Argo call it just HH?
I was thinking, it's like, what is it with you and alliteration? Sure. I mean, I'm just trying to think of a way to make it Triple H, but never mind.
Hazrad's Heroic Horde.
Hazrat's Heroic Horde.
Hazrat's
Horde of Heroes.
Horde of Heroes. Hazrat's Horde of Heroes. I love that.
So we're Triple H. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I begrudgingly think that Argo would have said, "Oh, yeah, Triple H." And no, it's Hazrad's Horde of Heroes, and there is maybe where the disagreement lies. I don't know why, but it's catchy. Triple H makes you want to spit water over my head, and I don't know why. Okay.
Where you see the Benghazi president, kind of the vibrations fluttering through his orbit as he speaks, and he goes, "The Triple H unit, or Hazrat's Horde of Heroes, we do have a task for you. There's been a disturbance at Colony Zeta. Unknown assailants from off-planet have begun attacking the settlement and taking some of the resources within. Fortunately, none of our militias are in position to end this threat. They've been dealing with other issues caused by the hiss in orbit. We need your assistance. We'll pay a hefty credit sum, but we need you all to make your way to the colony and shut this down quickly. We need the assailants captured. We need everything quiet. We cannot let the hiss learn of this attack, and we certainly cannot let them intervene and be the one to solve it."
Solve what?
You see, like the orb kind of flutters for a moment, and he goes, "Yes, that's the spirit."
All right. And you're speaking my language. Hefty. All right. I think I don't think we got anything going on right now, do we, guys, gal? Guy, gal, it.
Hazrat is like halfway sipping his cup of tea, and he looks up with some of his eyes, sighs through his almost like skeletal nose, and sets it back down. He was in the midst of drinking.
It's that's a yes.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some fucking action around here.
There you go. There's the enthusiasm that we will totally rein in and keep quiet by the time we get there.
You said you want captured. Do you want killed or unconscious?
You see, like the orb flutter for a moment, and then hear kind of its sonic emanation goes. Need one alive. Seems coordinated. Need to know why. Rest. Leave to your discretion.
We'll see what we can save. That way you can compare notes between, the survivors. Right? More info's better info. Yep.
That's what would not it is, and though he, be it his translator or just his attempts at the more common language, I imagine in his head his speech is far more smooth, but still just that same gravel, versus when he talks it's slow and a little broken.
And that's actually a question for you guys. I feel like with Pez's ability, you guys can have full pretty much conversations in your head, right?
Yeah.
How much how weird are you guys with like talking in your head versus out loud when around people?
I will say that Argo probably still talks out loud.
Okay.
I feel like as a hiss, Hasrad is half used to this, so he would be pretty seamless between talking to the party and in their head whenever in private. But if someone else is part of the conversation, speaking out loud, which possibly could make a bit of a I forget the word, like a disassociation between it, with how he speaks in your head being very different from how he speaks out loud.
Yeah. That I can see like the clear eloquence on one end, and then on the other, like, these words are hard.
Yeah, because he's used to that croaking, chittering, and thumping that the hiss normally do, versus, damn, it would help if I had lips right now.
Yeah, right? Well, gotcha. Sorry. Just
Yeah, I think even when Neuralgia is in her more excitable form, she will only speak out loud when absolutely necessary, and has just become so accustomed to the mind link that we all have, and like most of the time only interacting with the three of you, that's just her normal way of speaking at this point.
Argo's just in love with the sound of his voice. So, I mean, I can just think it, but what's the point of that?
I assume Pez would almost always talk telepathically.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine what his voice would be like, and I almost think it would be almost like have like a musical quality to it, almost like a.
I'm 100%
harmony.
thinking. I'm thinking of the Hanhar. Was it the? No, was it the? No, it wasn't. I'm trying to think of that jellyfish race from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And they would always speak like it was like a, like it was like three of them speaking at once, almost like a harmony in it.
Yeah,
I think that was the Hannah.
I think it was, yeah.
I think it was the Hanar.
I was thinking, is that the mean Wookiee from KOTOR 2?
Both.
Yeah, actually it was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm not crazy. Yay.
Yeah, I think slightly different spellings, but yeah, same pronunciation. Same.
Okay. So I was thinking that, like, that's sort of like 100% like the musical quality you mentioned. I imagine the Hanhar when you talked about this character in the first place, so it just kind of fits, personally. Okay. Well,
Perfect. Well, President Vol 2 will continue. He'll go. We thank you for this. Remember, the key pieces: capture one, more information, keep this quiet, and do not allow the hiss to be involved in any rescue operations. Well, this is not the only colony attacked today. Our militias were able to handle the others, but we need to verify if this was a coordinated effort by an outside party, if one of the hiss is trying to make a move, or what is going on. So, same discretion you showed for that colony job we'll need here, if you catch my drift.
Drift? I don't even... What?
He pauses again, like, He's definitely processing this, and he goes, "Yes, that's the way."
Ah. Well, I'll rub out on you one way or another. Okay, well, it looks like we gotta finish our tea and whatever else we're doing, and get up there lickety split and then some.
This one would be mental to the group from Hazrat, but it'd be
Humans! Such a array of words. An interesting lot you are. Your ancestors would be proud.
by ancestors he means your grandfather.
Yeah, right, because that's what he knows. And then I don't know where I'll just sort of, thanks for that. Well,
Off
then
to
just-
glorious battle we go. Leave them living, leave them breathing. Let us be off.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Don't need to tell me twice, and I'll pile this down to where we need to go.
Gotta love that enthusiasm.
For now,
As
I'm enthusiastic.
we might not be making friends, but we'll be seeing some sights.
Not quite casting this yet. One last bit from Hazrat looking over to. I'm sorry, could you pronounce your character's name one more time, please?
Neuralgia.
Thank you. Looking to Naldra, I feel like this is something he's offered to cast on her before. Shielded Arm. Kind of looking to her in that thought of, will you need this? Kind of the idea of controlling or manifesting those calcifications from Zro to add a bit more reinforcement. This basically gives you the raise shield action for a +2 circumstance to AC, and can use the shield block action with your arm.
Nice. Cool.
Is that something you'd like for him to cast whenever combat starts, or is that something that Naldra feels she can do without for this one?
Yeah, I think when we get into combat, that'll come in handy.
Heck yeah.
Perfect. So you guys are able to. What does your ship look like? Do you guys have a nice ship? Is it like janky? Who owned the ship before?
I don't want to keep saying, "Oh, Hazrod did," but it makes sense for the Hiss to have the ship. But then again, does anyone else want to have owned the ship? I don't want to just keep taking these things.
Neuralgia's an addict. Pez is a yeah.
I was gonna say that she usually lets the rest of the group make decisions, but I think the one thing she would be opinionated about is the ship. So I'm thinking maybe like it's Hazrad's ship originally, and when she first saw that, she's like, "Oh no, we can't have this," and has since done like a bunch of like upgrades and personal touches, and even just like painting it a different color and stuff like that. And that's like the one thing that she doesn't let anybody make decisions about.
I'm just imagining your pilot seat is just too big.
I feel like this is the one thing Hazrat is disappointed in the Neuraldra, as he is a lover of technology, especially old tech. So I imagine this is like some old ass tech, which is probably the reason why it needed a big glow up. And he's just looking at it like, you just painted over wood grain. Why would you do that?
What do you need wood grain for?
No, I meant that more as a metaphor of like how with carpentry you love this look of wood, but then you have some people like, let me put some thick layer of blue spray paint over this real fast.
Blue. Look at you getting fancy. Straight black. Let's go.
I actually, in my childhood, witnessed my parents do that to two gorgeous chairs. We still own them. One day I will figure out how to remove that paint and show that beautiful dark wood again.
I mean, sandpaper? Patience.
One day I'll figure it out.
I mean, I can give you directions to your nearest Home Depot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can Neuralgia too, probably.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm just imagining. That would be. It's funny for that to be Neuralgia's patch. I am 100% on board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, because because Rod owns the ship, but just probably had like this classic ship, probably older than most of you. Argo for sure. Oh, actually, Argo and Neuralgia for sure, because you guys are about the same age, I think you said. Just a little bit of TLC, a little modernization that Neuralgia brought to it. But you guys are able to hop into this ship. Neuralgia, what's your flying style? How does she pilot?
I'm sorry, I had one more bit come to mind of like, yes, where's your car? Brother, that's from the 1920s. It's not safe. How fast can it go? 30 miles per... Nah, we're putting a new engine in it.
Yeah, right.
No, it's a classic. Classic?
It's going to get left behind in the past like it should be. I'm just imagining that bit of dichotomy back and forth. And I didn't, well, no, sorry, I had an idea, Chris, but it's your.
Yeah, so given that I'm currently in the photon attunement, I think I'm driving basically just close to the max speed that's reasonable. Definitely taking the turns a little too sharp, and one of the upgrades she did on the ship was to install fans in the pilot seat that blows the air back at a rate relative to the way the speed's moving. So her hair is like blowing back like crazy, as if there were actually like wind passing by, even though we're like in space right now, just for the fun of it. And definitely things get knocked around in the ship as I'm driving around. So I'm not too worried about that. Just having a good time.
Again, a funny thing came to mind of all of us getting rocked around by the ship, but resident Mandaru being like gyroscopically stable and just being in the same like position camera-wise the entire time.
And just serenity, just floating in place, while Argo is white knuckling in the whatever seat he's in, staring at a specific bulkhead, trying not to avert his gaze. Just the destination is near. The destination is near. We're almost there. We're almost there.
I feel like probably you're right through a turn where you're pulling like 4 Gs. You just hear in your head randomly, oh, I found a genetic mutation. This plant has 27 spots. It normally has 24.
Go, go, go!
Meanwhile, it's gotta go fast.
Perfect. As you all race across the planet's surface, and Neuralgia piloting I would say with the fan air blowing through her head. I definitely feel like Neuralgia with the Star Wars route. It installed speakers in the ship that play what's happening outside too. You guys are the only ones that have like sound effects during your space battles as you go through. But you are whipping through the planet, kind of maneuvering close to this jungle settlement, and you see as you look across it, like sparse fires kind of across the settlement. This settlement is not very big. Like this is one of the more recent ones. We'll even say it's along this new highway that the group built out. This settlement right now is mainly for kind of the prospectors who go into the jungle and look for different pharmaceuticals. It's a spot for them to come back, store their found the goods they found, sleep, and prepare to ship it off from the transport with basically just a landing pad, a couple of different kind of prefab bunks or bunk rooms scattered around, and a big warehouse on the other end where the goods are kept, the potential pharmaceutical, the unrefined pharmaceuticals are stored. And you see the building where the pharmaceuticals are stored, this warehouse, there's small fires burning out through there. You see, as you kind of are able to start coming in on your descent, it looks like many of the bunk rooms, the doors have been kicked in. You haven't seen any people yet, but it definitely seems like signs of strife and some turmoil as you all approach. How do you guys approach, or what do you all do?
I'm gonna imagine that either Neuralgia or Hazrod are just gonna run in.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, they're over there, right? Let's go. And take 2 steps before maybe somebody grabs the back of my shirt.
No, I just imagine Argo just resigning himself to jogging after. All right. Always with the stabby and shooty, and never with the hello, how are you?
Actually, Tegan, am I allowed to get the shielded arm off before the combat?
That lasts for a minute, so
So would that be a no?
likely not. But I mean, kind of, probably not.
Alright, no worries.
Perfect. You guys are able to set the ship down kind of on the outskirts of the colony. You see, as I said, kind of this warehouse on one end, kind of near where you guys parked the ship. On the far end, or in the middle, you see these bunk houses that you saw from the aerial view. Look like they had been doors kicked in. And on the far side, you see the landing pad where kind of usually where kind of the settlements, haulers, and ships come to pick up their loads and take off the stars. You all see kind of the fires. You haven't seen anybody even from the aerial view or any moving people. Are you guys? It sounds like Neralda and Hazrat are running in, or is anybody doing anything different?
That's weird. We came in on a ship, right?
Mhm.
Ships ain't quiet, right?
Not the way I'm driving.
Not the way she was flying. Yeah.
No, hell no. Not the way trying to put her foot through the floor. Or whatever, throttle. Gotta go fast. Okay, got it. So we definitely drew attention on the way in, and the fact that they're not ready and waiting for us is it's making parts of me itch. So Argo is like, he's jogging like more or less at the same pace they're going. And the closer we get, the more he kind of slows down and tries to take in. Like, why aren't we being shot at yet?
I think I want to cast a spell. And it's Scan Environment.
Oh, okay. What's this do?
So I'll probably use probably the 3 action one. So learn if anything in the area represents an environmental hazard, including cold or heat dangers, what temperature range, radiation, smoke effects. This is enough to detect large effects that span spaces over 30 feet diameter only. And then I gain a general sense of where and how far away those dangers are.
So you notice a number of different things as you get the scan off. You see within the warehouse there are fires burning through that looks like to be burning up like different pieces of stock, and maybe and like you see like the kind of burning up the different pharmaceutical grades, and Pez would know some like the pharmacy pieces that they're burning. It looks like kind of the more non-valuable stuff. But one of the things you notice too as well, it looks like there is an electronic signal coming off from the warehouse where the fire has been started. You can see the signal. It's beaming to somewhere. You're not able to tell where it's beaming to. You need a closer examination for that. But it definitely seems like a signal. It seems like a communication signal that's within the warehouse that's currently on fire. 20 miles. The other thing I'll give you as well is that you weren't able to make it out on the landing pad. You're not sure why you couldn't make it out on the landing pad, whether it be cover, cloaking, some method of hiding the ship, but you do detect a ship that's on the landing pad at the very far end of the settlement as well.
Okay. So I communicate this out. And I guess just for like reference, this is a cantrip, so consider that power level when giving the information. But yeah, no, I would just communicate that out to the rest of the group, like telepathically.
All right, well, there's fires in the warehouse and a ship that they could use as a method of escape. Which way should we go?
What's closest?
The warehouse is closest.
Well, So there's a communication device, by the sound of it, in the warehouse, and they've also got a means of egress not that far away from the landing pad.
It sounds like they set fire to the warehouse as well.
Okay. I'm going to take a... Again, I know this might be asking too much, but would looking at that building, would you know if it has some sort of like, there's a fire sort of, anti-fire system that can be activated or something like that?
Give me a technology check.
And there are my proficiencies. Is it technology in this?
Or maybe computers.
Okay. Click on the dice to roll the dice. Duh.
Argo, you're not really super familiar with this type of. You know that the level of technology kind of varies from settlement to settlement and how much they're willing to expend upon it. You're not really sure if these are the ones that come equipped with fire extinguisher capabilities, or if they're the cheaper ones where they cheaped out and they will just burn stuff down.
Okay. Well, I'd say whoever came here is probably still here. The ship's still here, so we should focus on trying to figure out who they are. And maybe we can get back to the building. We'll see.
Perfect. Sounds like you're advocating going after the ship.
Yep. Azrod would have little interest in saving the burning building, mostly because what capacities do we have to actually stop a building from burning when we don't even know if it has fire extinguishers?
Yeah.
Versus what we do know what we can do, mess up whoever's going to the ship.
All right. Well, if we're heading that way, we should make sure we're prepared, because if they get in that ship and fire off and get it off the ground, those ship weapons can be pretty deadly. So keep an eye out for places to take cover. And you notice that at this point, Neurologe's purple is glowing a bit more than the orange now.
Yeah, let's, I guess, approach the ship quietly if we can. And try to keep an eye out for any people, friendly or unfriendly.
Yes, if I see people, I will ask them to be friends. And once they are friends, I will ask them, why did you start this fire?
Well, I'll tell you right now, the ones that started the fire probably aren't friendly. When you're setting other people's stuff on fire, it's not usually a socially acceptable thing to do. Usually. There's always... we can get into it later. But fire starters are usually not friends. Unless you're out of camp or camping. But that's another conversation.
I will remember this. Starting fires is not socially acceptable.
Right now, it is. If it is against your enemies.
That's right. It is hard enough to teach him this stuff. Anyway, let's creep up quietly. I'll even shut up and see what we can figure out.
You're able to make your way further into this settlement, and you see it's kind of eerie. Like you see a lot of smashed in doors within the bunkhouses. But as you peek through, you see that there are a mixture of species within. Most of them kind of laying on the floor with their heads, kind of their hands behind their heads and their faces down to the ground, as they've been instructed not to kind of move or look up. One of the things you notice, especially if you look in a bunkhouse or two, none of the people nobody looks like they've been shot. Really. Some of the people look wounded, looks like somebody may have gotten hit with the butt of a rifle or maybe smacked with just straight up punched. But nobody looks like they have been seriously injured. Do you take any time to stop to speak to these people?
Azrod would think to Argo.
Human, go talk to them. Speak as you do. Find out what is happening.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go have a conversation.
You are hesitant. Why?
You ready? Here it comes. I've got a bad feeling about this. Gonna help myself.
Your ancestors said the same. This time I will pay attention to it.
No, you're probably right. I'm just making myself nervous. Besides, they don't look armed. All right. Well, I'll try to find out what I can find out. And Argo will try to quietly, politely, gently make his way over to a nearby hut or home or bunkhouse, whatever's appropriate here.
And these bunkhouses, they look like they've got like this prefab look. It looks, and you've seen this probably around Avisa a lot. It's like these cheap, like almost white plastic type feel to them, with a mixture of metal, plastic. That's just it's easy. Just you could literally drop them from orbit, and they will hang in there and be a spot where you could stop, stay, rudimentary electronics, rudimentary kind of water, and all like the comforts you need to be civilized. But it's definitely cheap and easy to put down. But you're able to go in there, and you do see kind of a group of workers kind of all huddled down, hands behind their heads, and their heads kind of pressed towards the ground.
So Arco's going to start with, I hope this is species-wide accepted for quiet. Shh, shh, shh. Hi. I'm with the APG. What's going on here?
Can we look up? So we can look up. Can we look up?
I think so. I'm looking up and I'm okay.
Oh, okay. You can see like this. Was it the human first to act? Like this human, he's probably mid-20s, young, muscular, but like definitely has a bit of a bloody nose. It looks like too. That's still bleeding quite a bit. He looks up at you and goes, Are they dead? Why are we so quiet? You taking care of them, right?
I just got here. I don't know who they are. I was hoping you could tell me quietly.
You see, like he looks incredibly frightened, but he does give like a kind of a frown, especially as you go quietly again. And he goes, I don't know who the hell they are. They showed up about an hour ago. Came in, busting down doors, shooting. They didn't demand anything. They like burst down each door, yelled at us for a moment, and then told us to get on the ground. And then they've been, I don't know what they've been doing since. Best I could see, there were 3 of them. A robot, looks like one of those little loader security bots, and then dwarf, and I don't know, this guy was all in this green armor, and I couldn't tell what he was.
Okay, so a robot, a dwarf, and a green guy. And then thinking that to get that out to the rest of the group. A robot, a dwarf, and a green guy.
Yep.
All right. Well, they didn't see me walk in here, and I was being quiet, but I'm not invisible. Argo's gonna like kind of surreptitiously poke his head out the door and take a quick little look-see around.
Outside, because at the kind of where the bunkhouses are, you don't see anybody, but down by the distance there is the landing pad, and you haven't seen anybody as you guys progress by throughout the bunk areas or the warehouse areas. The only people that you've seen have been these people that are kind of huddled within the bunkhouses, hands over their heads.
All right. We're going to make our way to the land. They landed their ship on the landing pad, I'm guessing, right? That's theirs?
I didn't see no ship.
Huh. Is that how they got here on a? You heard a ship or something before they started? How'd they get here?
You can see he shrugs at you, but remember, Pez, when you guys initially flew in, you didn't see the ship on the landing pad either, but Pez detected something with his abilities, with indicating that the ship was there.
Son of a. All right. Well, wait 2 minutes. We're gonna make our way towards the landing pad. Scope these guys out. They should probably try to round people up and get to work on that warehouse, try to put that fire out.
You sure it's safe for us to go out?
No. I mean, no, but we're gonna take them on. That's what we're here for. We're here to help. There's more than just me. I'm just the quietest of the bunch. So I'm gonna go now. You count to 300, nice and slow, and then start rounding people up and start taking on the fire at the warehouse.
Argo, give me a diplomacy check.
Alrighty.
Getting all the good rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
Luckily, with his bonus there, that's enough. You do see, like, for a moment, he looked like he was going to tell you to go to hell. Look, he's going to refuse, but he does kind of look at you and goes, "Okay, I count to 300. Get people, put the fire out, but you're going to make sure they don't shoot at me. You're going to do your best to make sure they don't shoot at me."
Yeah, don't worry. We're going to be trying to be the one shooting at them. We'll give him a wink.
You guys see, like, he nods and he kind of looks at some of the other people, goes, "Okay, all right, you guys heard him. All right, we got this."
Besides, there's 4 of us, 3 of them. We got them outnumbered. We're going to be just fine.
You hear over the mental connection. Do you want me to stay behind with these people, make sure they stay safe?
Nah, they'll be all right, probably.
If you say so.
Yeah, I think so. Besides, who knows how tough the dwarf, the robot, and the green guy are? It sounds like a weird child novel to me. Dwarf, the robot, and the green guy. All right. Well,
So as you're coming out, you hear in your head, did you ask them if they need medical assistance? It is usually socially acceptable to ask them if they need medical assistance if someone looks injured.
By the way, you should probably put a rag on that nose. We'll worry about all the injuries once the threat is taken care of. I gotta stop saying these things out loud like a crazy person.
Yeah, he's staring at you really like, all right.
Comlink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just put a rag on that, and we'll help you out once we take care of the baddies, wherever they are. Okay, guys. Looks like there's a well, based on what Pez said, they didn't see a ship, they didn't hear a ship, but apparently there is a ship. So cloaking, some sort of zero, sight messing with wizardry, or fill in the blank. But there's something there. We just can't see it. I hope we can see them. And all right, start counting, and off he goes.
Perfect. You guys were able to proceed forward. Everybody give me a perception check as you start to make your way towards the landing pad.
Perception.
That is...
Oh, for those of the new the Pathfinder sheet, it's going to be on the left-hand side on their first page.
Right underneath AC.
Oh, and then hit control when you roll it too. Or hold control when you hold it. Roll it as well.
Well, perception only has a little eye icon you can press to do a secret roll without pressing anything.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh,
That is such a nice touch. I wish every perception roll could be like that. Because, I mean, even as like a player, it's like, oh, I rolled a 3. You don't see anything. Well, of course I didn't see anything. Apparently,
The nice thing with the Pathfinder system is like for perception, stealth, and there's a couple others. I usually just mostly do it for perception, stealth, and recall knowledge. Those are all rolled secret, so you got to get to see what the result is for them.
that is cool. That is a very nice touch.
Oh, I just jacked it out.
Yeah.
I
As
know.
long as you remember to press the button.
There, you got to see Pez. Pez and Hazred, you guys both notice this in slightly different ways and to slightly different degrees. Hazred, as you start to make your way towards this landing pad, you kind of see like the space doesn't look right. Like you see this landing pad that's kind of just like this. It's pretty makeshift, like this raised kind of metal grate over like this black cement area. But as you look, you see kind of boxes scattered around. And the space between the boxes in the center of this yellow circle, it looks like it looks distorted. Like it looks hazy. It looks wrong. It's something triggers in your natural senses, and you can just tell that doesn't look right. Pez, you on the other hand, as you look through that, you're able to take this in an instant, and you see several different things. First off, like there is definitely the ship that you detected with your scan earlier. It's in the middle of that landing pad. You're able to discern. It looks like there's probably something over the ship that's like creating like almost a cloaking feel, almost like a mimicry type thing. It's not like the ship has a cloaking aspect. You're able to, with that roll, that crit success, determine that they've placed like a net or something over it that's providing camouflage to the ship. You also notice kind of like hiding out near the ship. You see behind like this little makeshift hover jeep, you see this man in green armor with a black and gold patch on his left arm. He's kind of like crouched down, hiding beneath the truck, or hiding on the other side of the truck. Hiding behind one of the grates, you see this dwarf with a long rifle in his hand, and then kind of almost in/by the almost covered by like this whatever this net or this camouflage field, you see a robot that seems like to be kind of moving, what was moving back and forth before hunkering down. It almost looks like they're laying in wait, but you're able to kind of spot them through. Bez, what do you do?
So when Argo like says like there's something up, like Pez just responds as if answering a question, like obvious that we should have known this the whole time. And like, ah, yes, Argo, if you must know, it is a holographic net sitting over the ship that has landed on the pad. Pez found this out long ago. You should have asked.
I keep forgetting to ask more questions. Thanks a lot, Pez.
Pez also has found a few friends. Should we go ask them if they want to be friends?
Are they? What do you mean, friends?
Yes, they are humans. They are here. We can ask them if they want to be friends.
Maybe they might not want to be friends, Pez, if it's the way they've been treating the locals here. One of them has a broken nose. I don't think they're friendly folks. So they might be out to hurt us. Any chance you know where they're at?
Oh, yes. I'll try to give him the rest of the information.
So, based on what Pez has said, and based on where we have moved, do they know that we're here?
For Pez, yeah, with that, he was able to tell. It looks like they were lying in wait. Not able to kind of tell their motive here. You'd guess that they know that they're aware you're there, but they've made no efforts to engage with you. And Pez really only noticed the only movement being that kind of loader bot that continuously kind of was moving back and forth until ducking behind the holographic net.
All right, I got to be honest with you guys. I have no idea how to proceed. They came in here. They didn't kill anybody, but they roughed them up. They set a fire, and now they're lying in wait. I don't like this at all.
Oswald would tilt his head to the side and think to the group.
It seems like a setup designed to make it look like the colony needs protection. Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, based on
Let me get close. Let me try and hack in. See what I can find.
And I have a feat that might help us out here.
Before you do that, though, I've got a question. Did Pez discern that they have some sort of insignia or something on them?
They've got like these black and gold. There is an insignia on it, so kind of like these black and gold armbands that everybody, including the droid, is wearing.
Is there any? Does that sound familiar? Seem familiar?
Give me a recall knowledge check. Oh, and also for those new to Pathfinder, I should also mention this. If you go to the compendium section and then put basic macro in, you'll see this button come up that has basic action macros.
Where are the what now?
So if you go to the compendium, which is like the second to last tab, the book right next to the gears, and they put basic action or basic macro into the search.
Basic action macros, and just drag that to my sheet.
Yeah, or drag it to your the hotbar.
We need to be able to select our tokens for that. So that way the game knows that we're going off of our character sheets.
Oh yeah, I'll throw you guys on the main map.
Oh wait, no, I can do it. I did.
Yeah, I thought you could just do it without it. Okay.
I attempted to recall knowledge, and I have no idea if I did or didn't.
You did.
Hey.
Yeah, so recall knowledge is another one of the ones that is a secret check. Yeah, so you looking through and kind of looking at like these symbols. Yeah, one of the things that stands out to you is you've never seen them before. Honestly, never seen them to the poor like this black and gold armband thing. You're sure of two things. This is either a new mercenary outfit or it's made up. This is not signal, or there's not colors, or not any pattern or signal that you're aware of.
Right. Yeah. Osrod, I'm thinking what you're thinking. Well, that pun never gets old. Osrod, I'm thinking what you're thinking. Haha. Their getup doesn't sound like any pirate band or mercenary band or any band. It's just an armband. So maybe it's what would be the sci-fi equivalent of a false flag operation? Oh man! All right.
So you're saying we got hired to take on people who are actually working for one of the Hiss up in orbit?
Yep. And
well,
I think
we're as good as dead.
Whoa. I mean, as far as we know, they're just some idiots that like green and gold. Right? We didn't knowingly attack a member of his horde. Because I don't know anything. This is entirely...
They would not be wanting to be found out to be a Hiss horde. If retaliation would come, that would reveal this deception. This deception would be quite damning if it came to light. Let me get close to a terminal and confirm.
And I have the Freaker feat, allowing me to hack and disable devices so long as I'm close to a terminal, comlink, or computer. Can can we get close to that ship and can Hazrat try and tap into it?
You'd have to board the ship.
It's got a net over it. Is
Yeah,
there any way we could try and disable that net?
I mean, I don't see a way you could. Well, pitch me a way you can disable the net without like calling it, because they know you guys are out there. They heard your ship come in. They've not seemed eager to fight you, but it's not like they're not aware that people have arrived on the scene.
That's
so pitch me
true.
a way that you can try to do that without being noticed or start a combat, and we'll see.
Unfortunately, I don't got anything to pitch there. That's entirely fair.
It's too bad we don't have explosives.
I have explosives.
Oh, well, look at that. Wow. Yes.
I have 2 flash grenades and 3 frag grenades. I mean, if you think the best course of action is to just end this quick, I can toss some of those and we can just get into a fight.
I'd say, well, the flash grenades would like daze them for a bit.
10-foot burst, they make a save or become dazzled. So they wouldn't be completely blinded, but it would make it harder for them to hit us with weapons and other effects.
All right.
I mean, maybe we can. I don't know. I can charge in as a distraction while Hazrat goes and takes care of it.
Look, let's just beat the crap out of these guys and get some answers. I'm itching. Now you're rubbing off on me. Get out of my head.
Finally!
Yeah. Now the way I see it, we gotta take these guys on. We can't disable their ship. They're just gonna fight us. We try to talk to them. They're just gonna fight us because they're probably loyal to the Horde and they can't be discovered. Blah blah blah.
Hazrat's already approaching.
Yeah, this is all in character, by the way.
We can use some caution.
This is the stream of consciousness.
Yes,
through all of our
exactly.
heads.
Yeah. It's just all right. So they're probably don't want to get captured. They're probably going to fight to the death, or try to run away, or kill us. Or because I mean, if we try to blow up the ship, anyway. Yeah, we should probably just take it. Hasra, where are you going?
Face me, cowards! I am Durand. I am Hazrad.
Oh lordy.
You, as you kind of approach, coming up with the lead of the party, you do hear a voice call out from kind of behind, like this little hover truck that they near the landing pad, and he goes, "Stop right there. We do not want to have bloodshed. Kneel, put your hands behind your head, and wait until the all clear has been given."
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to get some time to figure out what's going on.
Are you allowed to kill what many would consider a hiss?
What was that?
Yeah, I couldn't hear that one.
Oh, sorry. It was. Are you allowed to kill what many would consider a hiss?
Yes. If you do not lie down and put your hands behind your head and wait for the all clear.
I'm gonna try. What? I can't hear you.
You see it like kind of like raise its rifle and it goes, hands behind your head. 3,
What?
2,
What?
1.
When it turns, that's when Hazrat would be tossing out a spell, probably kicking off combat.
I was just trying to play dumb.
All right. I'm going to throw you on the map and you guys can roll initiative.
All right. I was gonna keep interrupting too. I was gonna be so obnoxious. Put your what? Okay.
initiative perception, or is that the wrong skills?
It is.
Before I roll.
Also, for initiative is perception typically.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Why is it asking me everybody's roll? That's weird.
Initiative. Roll. And this ability I get off of this called Quantum Pulse. When initiative is rolled, I get to let loose my warp reality ability.
Nice. What's that do?
It is a it did not. It unfortunately did not post, but this is my warp reality ability. Normally a one action, I can use an action to sustain it. It is up to 10 minutes or the end of my turn. It is a 15-foot burst that basically allows me to get off some cool abilities dependent on my class. Options I picked for my class. In this case, let me post it here. My particular quantum ability is... So I get into it. This is it. Analyst. Yep, quantum field. When you seek or recall, you can apply the result against 2 related creatures, hazards, unattended objects, and the effects of your quantum field. Whenever you sustain it, you can seek or recall knowledge against an appropriate target within the field as a free action.
Perfect. Place your field, and we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back and get into the combat. All right, everybody come back at 9:18.
All right.
All right, I'm good. I'm bouncing over here. I'm like,
All right, welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of our first session of the His Crusades. The party's about to jump into their first combat with the Starfinder 2E playtest. We've already rolled initiative, so yes, let's kick it off. So seeing this hiss charge at him, refusing the robot's orders to stand down, you see this dwarf behind the box lift up this rifle, kind of take aim at the hiss and pull the trigger. He is going to use sniper's aim. You see him pull back the trigger on that sniper, letting loose this bolt of energy hurtling at you.
He may try.
Oof.
Damn!
Yeah. Okay. So he takes careful aim. Like, can I see him lining up the shot, like kind of leading as Hazard charges forward, and you see him just pull the trigger. This bolt hurtles out, impacting in to his rod. So this
For what
is
it matters, I got resistance of 1 to physical damage.
yeah, this one's gonna be nice.
Oh, goodness me!
Yeah.
Tegan?
How's his rod looking?
3.
Well, you're up and all around. So for anybody that's new to Pathfinder or to Starfinder, so crits get double damage. So it's times 2 whatever you're, not even just what you roll, but what you add in for your bonuses. He did sniper's aim, which was a 1d4 extra damage. And since the sniper rifle is fatal, if you roll a crit, you get to add an extra d12 to it. But that one's, I don't think that one's times by 2. So that was 38 damage. As he kind of comes through, shoots in, like kind of hits a pretty nasty looking shot with the rifle, and you hear him use his last action to click a new charge into the rifle.
I'm gonna be real. Hazard went from full health to 3. I might need some healing.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's Pez is probably ecstatic.
I
He
get
has
that.
something to do.
Yeah.
Argo, you see this all fold out. You are up.
Do I have to be? Oh man. So this one's. Is it obvious that this observer class security robot, the sniper? Okay, so the robot that's directly in front of us is doing the talking.
He was doing the talking. The guy in the green suit and the dwarf have not said anything. Hey, they have not said anything at all. The guy in the green suit and the dwarf are right now. The dwarf's behind partial cover for +1, and the guy in the green suit is behind full cover for 2, or behind cover, but has not taken cover for 2. As a reminder, too, for you guys that are new to the Pathfinder 2e system, if you do get behind cover, it's either, depending on how big of cover it is, it's either a +1 or 2. But you can also take an action to take cover, which brings it up to a +4, and a +4 is very, very substantial to not being hit.
Okay.
It's pretty much like disadvantage in probability terms.
That is all right. So I think Argo wants to move to cover, but yeah, that's a bit of a walk. Yeah, that wouldn't have helped. All right. So essentially, I know that's 3 actions. I can take 2 of them to get it to that point there.
Yeah, so as to 2, if you want to do 2 actions there, and if you wanted to take cover to get the +4, you could, or if not, the truck's significant cover, so you have a +2 from pretty much anybody but the rogue. Actually, from the green suit guy. I think both the other guys from that angle would still have a beat on you.
Even there?
I think that would be good enough.
Okay, I'm going to try that. I'm going to move over there. And I think we got our true frontliners that are going to go be frontliners. Mm-hmm. Just so I understand the layout of this place, there is like a thing that go up here, right?
Yeah.
Like those are stairs, so if somebody has to make their way up, they'd have to go through there.
They would, or if they can jump 15 feet.
Okay. Is Hazrod like dead set on killing that dwarf now?
He's a little staggered, and his mind is frazzled. We'll put it at that.
Okay. I'm going to take a wild guess at trying to bond not on a... Well, no, the guy in front of me is in a green suit. He's a guy, not a robot. So... yeah, I'm going to try that. We'll see. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with our heavy hitter and nearly being knocked down in one hit. Oh man!
The unfortunate thing is that was just a damn good roll on the dice. That was a nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which fun fact about nat 20s, they up the success by 1. So that's how it got to be a crit.
Good question.
I mean, if you have a weapon to take a shot with, that could be helpful with the third action.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm in range.
Well, what's the range on your?
30 feet. I've got a pistol.
Oh,
the nice thing with ranges too, it's 30-foot increment, right?
Okay.
If it says increment, if you shoot beyond that, it's just -2. And the nice thing is the system will do that for you if you target the creature, so you don't have to worry about it.
So, in that case. Hold one hand. I'm not sure how to roll this.
Oh, no worries. So if you go to the second page over,
yeah, attacks.
If you click on like the picture of the gun, it should roll it for you.
Okay.
Or if you click on strike as well, that'll do it too.
If you don't see it there, it might not be equipped.
No, it's equipped. I did do that before we started running around. How do I target? I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. If you right click on the whoever you're shooting at, and then the target icon, the one second to the bottom.
It actually doesn't do it that way for us. If you hover over and press T.
Oh no, I found that I figured the target in the top left was it. And that
that's the right click for you guys?
Right click does nothing. Double right click targets.
Oh, okay.
But we don't get any of the menu.
That must be a GM thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But that'll hit.
Hey, I did a thing. Okay, and rolling. And considering it's a robot, does electricity do anything extra?
Oh, actually it does. So it's one of the cool things with Pathfinder is that a lot of creatures have weaknesses. So that's one of the good things you can use recall, or was the Paizo 2E, we'll call it. With so you can recall knowledge and figure out weaknesses if you get successes, or like you, if you luck out and kind of just use the electricity robots. So that hurt it.
All right, thank goodness.
How'd that shot look for you? How'd that whole thing look for you?
Seeing Hazrod get hit with that bolt was just holy shit. Mad dash to cover. And then we gotta shoot back, right? And almost be surprised that he actually managed to land a hit on that damn robot. It's like, oh, it's sizzling. All right, good. And kind of like taking his place back and trying to figure out his next plan left. It's very, very. This got heavy really quick. Kind of for him.
Perfect. Neuraldra, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to start off with Stellar Rush, which lets me stride twice, and then I'm trying to get that. So I go here, and then enemies within 15 feet, which is just the green guy, need to make that fortitude save or be pulled adjacent to me. Hopefully pull him out of that cover. $19. So he gets pulled into this order. And then that has the cycle trait. So I switch to my photon attunement. As you see, the orange crystals glow as the purple crystals dim. And for my third action, I will make an attack with my solar weapon as she still has no weapons and looks for a punch, but as she swings her arm around, crystals form on her arm, kind of creating sort of like an arm blade type thing that covers the bulk of her arm, and she stabs into him with it.
Nice. Unfortunately, kind of just dodges just as the blade's coming in.
That's my turn.
Anything else you can do?
That was 3 actions. Stellar
Right.
Rush is 2, and then 1 for the attack.
You see this robot still sparking electricity flying off of it from that blast. Pulls out this pulsecaster pistol, and he is going to take aim at Neuraldra. And you hear it kind of stuttering a little bit from the electrical damage. Please put your hands behind as he lets loose a shot. Nice. You see the first shot goes wide. He kind of struggles and gets another shot going. The second one missed as well. You see both of these blasts just arc through, and he goes, error. And he is going to stride forward.
Right where I want him.
Pez, you're up.
All right. So you just hear Pez kind of over his telepathically.
Oh, actually, sorry. I skipped Hazrat.
Yeah.
Hosred, you're up.
All right.
Got it. So, Hosrond is going to. Let's see. This is gonna be a little bit right here. We're going to use the once per round restoring recollection, which is an anchoring trait, which will let me get my anchoring ability off. Which is, if I go to feats real fast, I can post that. Store recollection, recall knowledge and any skill, and it also gives me my core memories, which is my anchor, which gives me assurance in the skill of my choice that I already picked, which was going to be technology, which gives me, since I'm expert in it, gives me automatic knowledge, meaning I get as a free action, a recall knowledge to technology. I get to, as part of this action, let's see, recall knowledge of any skill I'm trained in. And then, since this is going to be within this area here, as established earlier, I get to recall knowledge against. Hold on, let me double check. My warp reality, analyst, quantum field. Whenever I recall knowledge, I can apply it against two related creatures in there in my quantum field. So this is going to come out to 4 recall knowledges.
So how's it letting you do 4?
So restorative recollection lets me get 1 recall knowledge, which is split to 2 because of my let's see here, my analyst feature, because what's in my quantum feature here, my quantum field here. And I get a free 1 thanks to automatic knowledge, which is just going to be a flat thing, which is going to be from technology. Sorry, computer skills, which again, since that's going to be within my recall knowledge area, that lets me do it against 2 creatures. And then I'm also on my turn going to sustain my quantum field, which is going to let me recall knowledge, which will allow me to either put it against 2 people within my field, or I can possibly make it against someone else. For a minimum of 5 recall knowledges, no guarantees on any of those passing.
Okay.
That's a lot of knowledge.
It is.
I'm gonna
And
read through that. I'm not sure that's right, but let's go for it this time.
why wouldn't it be right?
It seems a little excessive for like even like Wisteria at level 10 can't do that.
Yeah. I promise you, I did not try and power build. I was just like, oh, this is a cool thing. I get a ton of these off. And if that's more than a level 10 creature, maybe we should send
no,
it over to
we'll
the
run
creature.
for it today. But yeah, I want to read that like
Got it.
read it.
So let's see here. So 2 of these are going to be done with technology as actual rolls, since I can choose straight up what I get to use for that. So recall knowledge, I'm going to do it against their ship in a attempt to. Let's see here. Recall knowledge, in an attempt to try and figure out like who does this ship belong to. If there's anything on there that can be tracked down, or if that doesn't work, then a different question. And then another one against the soldier. And then for my automatic knowledge, that's not a roll. That straight up goes off my assurance with technology, which let me double check. What's that? So that's going to be a 17 to the soldier and a 17 to the ship as well. Do either of those pass?
Definitely. So what question are you asking for the soldier? The ship, you wouldn't be able to guess like who it's owned from on the outside, especially with the cloaking field above it right now. But you can definitely take another question if you'd like to.
Got it. So for the soldier, is this against the which one is this for the recall knowledge?
This will be your first one.
Okay. Lowest save.
You are able to. You think the sniper's lowest save would be will.
Got it. From there, a question to the ship. Does this look like something that if we commandeered, we could trace it back? Or does this look like a burner ship, basically?
Kind of the same thing with that. You're not really able to see the ship at this moment, but
Yeah, damn.
We know it exists. We know there's
So-
a net over it.
Could that be an additional question on the soldier?
no, it would have to be because it would be two separate recalls. So you have to think.
got it.
Yeah.
In that case, all this will be against the soldier then. So it'll just be the 3. So for my automatic knowledge for computers, what is the sniper's highest save?
Okay. Remember when you do multiple recall knowledge, the DC goes up. So with that one, you were
got
not able to gain any information. It goes up,
yeah.
I think, 5 each time.
Is that on the same creature or just in general on the turn?
Same creature.
Got it. So I'm going to make a recall knowledge check on the robot here with computers as well from the sustaining my quantum field. Would that be... I was about to ask if that'd be computers, but that is for you to decide with the recall knowledge.
Unfortunately, you're not able to glean any information from the robot at this time.
Got it. And again, I want to make clear, no intent tried to power game. I was just like, yo, this is cool. I get a bunch of recall knowledge.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, I just wanted to take a look at it. I'm kind of surprised on that one because like Wisteria is pretty heavy into recall knowledge.
I mean, I intentionally avoided anything that was like multiple per turn for the most part because that doesn't help me. I just need to have it happen once to get my mastermind ability.
And last action is going to be... Okay, I was going to do a spell that would have given some bonuses, but I think it is better just to pull up the glass shield for now. This counts as using Ray's shield for circumstance +1 to AC and gives me the shield block reaction.
Nice.
So I'm gonna up that glass shield, and that's gonna be Hazrat's turn. Trying to like recalcify his body to get some more protection on there after that very hearty hit he just took.
Nice. As you can see, his shield's ready for protection. The mercenary is going to go. You see, like,
Wait.
takes one of his hands off of his rifle, and you see this glove like pulse.
Pez.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
Pez.
get
Yeah, you're up. Sorry, Pez.
So Pez will, after seeing Hazad get struck, he will start to kind of flash red. He's almost kind of normally almost like translucent. He'll start to flash red, and you'll just hear him through in the middle of your head, just, Hazad, do you need medical attention?
Yes!
And he will do 2 spells.
I'm just imagining Pain screaming.
We'll do transfer vitality. I think if I click this, it'll show. And so this is the mystic ability. And I will transfer all 18 from my vitality network. So you heal 18. And that costs 1 action. And then as a second action, I will cast a spell. And it will be, let's see, what is this? infusion. And I will do 2 actions. Healing. I think I'm doing this right. All right. There we go. So you'll heal. Wow, nice. You'll heal another 23 on top of that. If I overheal you, I get that back into my vitality network.
Oh, cool.
So whatever extra you had, let me know, and I'll take that back.
So what was the first healing for?
18.
Got it. Thank you. So that'll put Hazra back up and overflow by 4.
All right. So I'll put 4 into my vitality network, and that will be all 3 actions.
Goodness eye, so you just like Hazra in 1 hit gets taken down to 3. Our resident Mandaru in 1 turn brings him back up to full. Holy shit.
Pez, how does Pez Healy look? How does it go about it?
That is a good question, because I don't. The throw, would it be visible? I think it would. I think it would, especially to people who are attuned with throw. So you just see he's just kind of flashing red and almost emitting this kind of life force that goes off him, and it just kind of flows to the target. So you just kind of see almost a stream of energy connect between him and Hazad. As it kind of, you can see almost a little bit of the glow start to disappear from Pez as it happens.
Perfect. You see Hazad in perfect health afterwards. The mercenary is up. You see him drop 1 half from his rifle, this pulse gauntlet glowing, and he is going to make a strike at Neraldo.
Question about the actions in this. I've got one that's just watch out. So if I can see an attack, I can give a bonus to the AC against it.
Yeah, you have a +2 circumstance bonus before, and you have to shout out before it's rolled too. So
Before
are you
it's
shout
rolled.
watch out?
Yeah. Just a quick.
I mean, you get your reaction back on your turn. Might as well burn.
Yeah, I mean it's there. So how do I? There we go.
Sweet. So you'll get a +2 bonus to your AC against this pulse gauntlet strike. Didn't even need it. You see, he kind of goes through. You're able to quickly maneuver out of the way. He kind of strikes back at you as well. Completely whiffs it. And he is going to burn his last action to get some distance. All right.
Does that provoke a?
With this, you have to have reactive strike, which is their version of opportunity attack. I think Soldier gets it in this, and I can't remember who else gets it, but nobody outside of Soldier, I think, has it level 1.
Oh, okay.
And you all see as kind of like the Soldier backs up, you hear the engines on the ship kind of begin to rumble, whipping off this cloaking net, and you see the ships like start to still on the ground, but start to kind of kick up energy and start to pick up as it's activating its own kind of launch procedures. Sniper is back up. He's gonna keep focusing on Hazrat. So you see he kind of goes through back, aims once again. You get that sniper's aim going, and he pulls that trigger on Hazrat.
You may try.
You keep saying that.
It'll hit, but luckily not a crit this time.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Okay, so we're gonna use that reaction. For glass shield, ray shield, hardness of 2.
Perfect. So you should be able to use that block button. It should take it from your shield. or take some of the shield damage to the shield.
Got it. How should work? There we go. Oh, I just shield not raised. Dang. I'll do the math manually real fast.
And then if you when you cast a shield, if you throw that effect on you, it'll make it so when you do the shield or the block thing, it does it for you.
Oh, thank you.
That's his action. Then he'll reload with his last action. Argo, you're up.
All right. So, does he's too far away. I think Argo's going to pop off a shot at the robot once again.
All right.
Because hey, it works, right? Or at least that part did. So make sure I got this right. Yep, he's targeted. Roll. That ain't gonna do it.
Unfortunately, the shot goes wide.
All right. How useful is perception of will saves? Is that something that our party would make use of?
For Bon Knot? So I think you guys talked it over. Pez, if he's able to get some damage stuff off, has like a lot of like will saving throw stuff.
Okay. I mean, just screw it. I'm gonna try get him. I'm gonna single out the goddamn robot.
All right.
It's in the way. And I'm gonna try shooting it again.
Perfect. Make sure to click the second one on the MAP list with -5.
Okay. So. Okay. There we go.
It doesn't hit, but if you lead by example, I don't think you have to hit.
If I attack
you reveal
it,
a weak point in the person's defenses.
Yep. So they got +1 circumstance bonus to damage rolls against it. Hey.
Oh, what's your charisma modifier?
It is +4.
Okay. So you'll gain, like, when you do, if you hit it, you get 3 damage, but yeah, somebody else gets the +1.
Cool. Next time.
So what do you shout out to the robot as you yell like that get him command?
Get that damn bucket of bolts out of the way. We got a dwarf to stomp.
Joe, you're up.
Hi, boss. And I'm going to do a binaric assault. So first I make a solar weapon attack. And then I switch attunement and then make a solar shot attack with the new attunement at the same map.
Better.
Yeah.
And then but that counts as 2 attacks, so a third attack would be a -10, which is not worth it. I'm going to these are
And you get a. Did it throw in the circumstance bonus? You get that one. Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I was excited. I helped.
Oh, I'm going to. Yeah. Take the parry action, which gives me +1 AC.
Nice.
So I stab at this robot with the like crystal kind of arm blade that misses, and then at the same time the crystal shatters away as my other arm kind of conjures up a purple crystal. But from there, I like launch some spikes of crystals at it as a ranged attack, and then I hold that one up by kind of blocking, prepared for incoming attacks.
You see that the robot is starting to creak and crack and starting to fall apart. Oh, and I can do that this turn too. You see as you punch the robot, the dwarf takes aim and he yells out, "Got your back, Tin Can!" And he uses reaction for this. He just pop a shot off at you.
So this would happen before I parried.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out.
Oh, yeah. You said watch out before, so give that +2. Or you already used it, didn't you?
No,
Oh, you had your turn. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah, but it wouldn't fix it. But whatever. I'll use it. Let me see. Yeah.
Luckily, the damage was pretty minimal. Well, Argo wasn't able to really help you dodge it. His timely watch out took a lot of the sting out of the shot, especially compared to what poor
Jeez.
the poor Hiss got hit with.
It's like he had like one real bullet, and then the rest were just rocks.
That's with a lot of the fatal stuff. Like fatal is like if you can get it off regularly for crits, it can be pretty nasty.
Yeah,
because deadly is the one that just has an extra die on a crit. Fatal adds an extra die and turns all your other dice into d12s. That's pretty nasty.
What did I just come back to?
Oh no, nothing crazy likely, but you are up.
Oh,
good timing.
All right. Okay, going to sustain. The quantum field. Let me actually look to see if I can move that at all, or if I need to recast it to move it. 10 turns to while active. You can use the anchoring trade. I think. Dang. Doesn't activate. You can choose whether creatures are affected by it. Dismiss it, or if you move more than. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna recast my warp reality. In fact.
Okay.
Oh, it's gotta be not active. So, or until the end of my turn. So, okay. So basically, I'd have to wait till the end of my turn and then next turn recast it. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna stride. No sustain needed. Ooh, wait, actually, hold on. Double check. Yep, perfect. A little bit on the slower end. And we're going to use a feat of mine. Anchoring Strike.
Nice.
So, if this hits, it has the anchoring trait, which allows me to get my things off. And I'm going to go for an unarmed strike, non-lethal, of course, which will not incur any penalties because fists are non-lethal.
Well, this is a robot. I don't know how helpful it'll be answering questions. Functional or not, but we'll see.
Well, that is fair. Hosrod is a expert in computers, so you never know. 23 to hit.
All right.
All right. Now let me get off my my particular trait with my core memories, making it to where I am automatic knowledge in computers. So 17 for recall knowledge against the machine.
This is the first time you rolled against the machine, right?
I believe
Did
I
you
did.
fail against the machine, or did you fail against the person?
I believe I failed against the machine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if when you fail against a target for recall knowledge, you can't retry it. Recalling knowledge.
Oh,
This
thank
should
you
have
for
beat
telling me. In that case, let's go after this guy over here. Recall knowledge on him because I've not done that yet. Automatic knowledge. Would computers even be applicable for him? And
It would
his got it. So never mind on the recall knowledge then. Instead, I believe I'm going to go for a second attack.
All right. Well, don't forget your anchoring thing. You get to re-roll the damage. Oh no, sorry, that was a crit success. Never mind, you're wrong.
Yep.
I'm wrong.
So this right here is going to trigger a spell of mine. This spell is Warp Probability, which has the anchoring trait. I fail a attack roll or saving throw. I'll reroll and must take the better result.
Nice.
The die is cast. The spell is done. That is a nat 1. I did not mean to rhyme there, but seems to have been the case. That's going to be my turn, and that will be rid of my quantum field.
This robot is sparking. It is looking like it is barely holding itself together. All right. The droid is up. So you see the robot still sparking. Looks at you, Hazrat, and it goes.
Someone just got deleted.
What's that?
Someone's token just got deleted.
Oh yeah, I can't see anything.
There you go.
I'm back.
All right. You see the droid stare at you, and it tries to just slam its fist into you repeatedly.
It may try.
First miss, slams into you, proves too strong. You see it reach for its pulsecaster pistol, trying to catch you off guard with a shot so close in range.
Damn. Yep.
Third action, it is going to try to back up, still sparking from the blows. Pez, you're up.
All right. So Pez is going to step up, and so I can move up here and then use the second action to take cover. Is that how that works?
Yep, that's right.
All right. So I'll move up here. I'll take a second action for cover, and then with my one remaining action, I am going to try something silly.
What are you thinking?
I am going to cast a cellular stimulant. And I will target. Why not? We're going to target Neuraldra. So you have to make a fort save. You can choose to fail. You gained the quicken condition that you can use for stride or strike. But after that round, you gain fatigue.
All right, I will choose to fail. Take that quickened.
Pez, how does that look as you like stimulate their cells?
That. Yeah, so this one you kind of see that the Sro kind of went out, and it almost was like green, and this kind of vibrant, glowing green that kind of healed. This time, though, that Sro goes out and kind of combined with that green, you see these red swirls as they kind of infuse Neuraldra.
Perfect, Araldo. You feel amped up. The mercenary is up. You see he's going to spend one action to put his hand back on his rifle. And then he is going to take a shot at you again, Neuralgia. First will hit. He's going to use his coordinated fire ability for his second shot. Luckily, that will completely whiff it. And that's all three of his actions. You see, shoots, one shot goes well. You see this fiery energy come in and blast you for one damage. Second shot goes completely wide, and that is his turn. And you hear the starship continuing to rev its engines. You start to see it hover 15 feet in the air. Sniper is up. He has to spend his first action to reload. He's not going to be able to use his sniper's thing this turn. And he's going to take a shot as his rod. So he will connect. As you see him kind of go through, take quick aim, let the bolt loose. It connects for 10 damage. And he spends his last action to reload. Argo, you're up.
All right. I think we're sick of that sniper a little bit. And how far away are you guys? I think Hazrod's pissed at that sniper already.
Yep.
All right, so he's going to move up. And then up. Oh. Yeah. Actually, from here, no, that's too far away. All right, so I'm going to move up to there. Using the 2 actions to get there. And screw it. I'm going to try to take out the god dang robot. I'll use my thing next turn to help you guys once you surround that little dwarf. So I'm going to take an action with the arc pistol.
All right.
Make sure to target. I don't think I can actually... Oh, wait, maybe like this. Okay. So I'm trying to target it, but it's selecting the starship.
Move that. So you should be able to now, I think.
No, I'm still attacking the starship.
I'll just that out of the way then.
Okay. Did that not aim it at this guy?
It doesn't look like it aiming at him, but a 17 will hit.
Okay.
So finish this guy. He only had 1 HP.
Oh, well, the zap. So, hey, look at that. 1 again.
Well, luckily it would turn to 6.
Yes.
He was big.
So, essentially, he rolls up, like, kind of runs up to this, sees the robot kind of just seizing, or whatever the robot's doing, and just
fires off a shot and sees it sees, you know, and I guess zip zip zip, zip and collapse to the ground in a noisy bucket of bolts.
Yeah, you see energy arcing through it, just wrecking through its servitors as you end the robot's life. That's 3 actions, Nerada. You're up.
Are we able to like see if somebody is in the ship piloting it right now, or something like that? Like,
You're not able to see a person, but you can definitely assume that there's somebody
Okay.
inside there piloting.
Yeah. Now that it's 15 feet up in the air, I don't think I have anything that I can do about that. So, I mean, we weren't hired to stop. Well, we were hired to not be noticed. So maybe that ship getting away would be a problem. But, like, is there, if we just were to make ranged attacks on the ship, is there like any reasonable chance of bringing it down? Or
Yeah, you'd know this ship isn't very heavily armored. If you did some damage, you could just put it down before it flies away.
okay. Let's see. The dwarf back there is like behind cover with that crate, right?
He is.
And am I able to safely run underneath the ship, or does it have like thrusters coming down that would?
Oh, no, it's kind of hovering. The engines aren't pointed that way, so you'd be able to safely run
Okay.
underneath it.
All right, so I'm going to see if this works. Okay, so first my parry goes away. And that quickened is just for 1 turn after the round ends. 1 round, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do a stellar rush and move here. And because I'm graviton attuned, that would pull the dwarf needs to make that save or get pulled 15 feet towards me.
All right. You will see, unfortunately.
Okay. And then with my 3rd action and the quickened action, I'm going to make 2 solar shot attacks on the ship. So I try to bring it down.
Nice, that'll hit.
All right. And then 2nd attack with multi-attack penalty.
Oof, just misses.
All right, I'll say we can't let that ship get away, or else we're done for.
It's Rod. Yep.
All right. So, let's see here. This guy here. How far away is he? Damn. Or at least I would say that if I wasn't a spellcaster.
Nice.
Let's see here. I cast Noise Blast. And I want to hit him with that as well as the general location of the ship. So,
Unfortunately, I don't think a 10-foot burst would hit the ship and him because the ship's 15 feet in the air.
shoot. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Still, we'll hit him with it.
Okay.
So, using a bit of that MK ability, along with the run's natural, like, bassy volume, he makes this croak noise that just blares out.
Nice.
Yeah.
The dwarf will fail.
For 14 damage.
You see blood running out of this dwarf's ears. He looks incredibly hurt. He's definitely bloodied and barely on his feet after that.
Let's see here. And we stride 20 feet. My full movement. That will be Hazrat's turn. Approaching.
Medicine.
Perfect. Pez, you're up.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'll kind of join my allies here. So I will move. So I have flying, so I'll just fly over the car here. And I'll move 20 feet up. And then I will cast a spell here. So I'm going to do Daze on the guy. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can target him. Hold on. There we go. And Daze.
All right.
So it should be a will save, DC 19.
Crit fail it.
Nice.
Is it basic will? Yeah. So you get to double this damage for it.
All right. So you said double it?
Yeah, I think basic will. So yeah, so you should be able to double that. So luckily you didn't even need to double it. How do you kill this guy?
Do you even kill him?
Oh, I can't do non-lethal with that, probably, can I?
Unfortunately not.
Well,
You broke his brain.
Yeah.
yeah. So didn't think about this. Yeah, so Pez just flies in, and you can hear him just kind of like screeching through you guys' heads. Do you need medical attention? Do you need assistance? Please stop this fighting. And he just shoots this bolt of energy at the guy, just really just trying to prevent this fight from happening. He just sees the guy like fall over with blood coming down his ears. And you can see Pez is just like, do you need medical attention, sir?
You see that this guy was already deafened before by his scream, but the psychic assault, asking if he needs medical attention. Blood pours from his nose. He begins to like just vomit and then completely falls to the ground, lifeless. You see the mercenary is up. He is going to start running a little closer. 25 feet. 25 feet. You see he runs this way, and you see him reach into his pack and pull out a grapple attachment for his weapon, but those are all three of his actions.
Is he about to try and grapple onto the...
I mean,
You would
yeah.
assume?
I mean, yeah, his buddies are dead. He doesn't want to die too.
You see the starship, like the roar of its engines increases. It does not move, but you see it is like gearing up, like it is ready, nearing to make its launch. Argo, you are up.
They're all just right. We got to take this damn thing down, and I will lead by example. As soon as I figure out where it is on my sheet. Any second now. Come on, man, where is it? Goodness. Oh no, it's get him. Duh. The lead by example thing. Dude. So yeah, I'm going to. Oh, not you. You're dead. Now I get to target that guy and get him. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna fire with that arc pistol, hoping beyond hope that it is weak to that kind of damage. Let's see.
All right. There you go. That'll hit.
All right. Yeah. Okay. No
What
damage.
should have been? I don't know why that didn't. Because
Maybe
it
it's
is weak to electricity, so that should have. Yeah. So yeah, you did 5 damage. So I'm not sure why I didn't do that. Vehicles and things have hardness too, so that's what the 5 kind of negated your 5 there, but still the 5 from its electrical weaknesses play.
Gotcha. So I just do normal, which is better than most. Okay.
Yeah.
And I reveal a weak point in the. Oh, it did. Yeah, it did add that. Jeez, I just rolled terrible. Never mind. All right, I'm gonna try it again.
You're doing good.
Yeah, +1. Yeah. Nah. All right. And I think that does it for Argo.
All right. Aldra, you're up.
And your time.
All right, I'm gonna try something kind of risky, but it'll be really cool if it works. I can't select my token because I'm under the starship, but I'm going to move right here. 5, 10, 20, yeah. And then I'm going to attempt to knock his weapon out of his hands with a disarm action.
All right.
I can't target him now because he's underneath this. So, yeah. All right. So I do need to critically succeed to actually knock it out, but even if I succeed, there's some bonuses. So let's see how this goes. Oh, I'm going to use a hero point on that.
Go for it.
The opposite happened.
Oh, that's
Not
rough.
much better.
That's
All right. Okay, well, in that case, that was 1, 2. For my third action, I will. Do I? Well, it's. Yeah, I'm gonna just make an attack with my solar weapon with map because. Hey.
Nice. That'll hit.
Oh, and something happens when I hit with the graviton one. I don't know this sword weapon. All squares adjacent to him are difficult terrain to him until the end of his next turn.
Nice.
So I can drop
All right. Hazrod, you're up.
All right. So, here's what Hazrod's going to do. We're going to cast another spell.
Oh boy.
Yes. Let's see here. Let me double check this. Targets. Okay, that one won't actually work with that. And that's okay. I'm realizing a mistake I've made.
What's up?
We're just gonna cast Ricochet. 2 creatures within 30 feet of each other. Can we have that hit the robot? And is the ship close enough or no?
Yeah, you get closer to the ship in the mercenary grain.
Got it. Sorry, I keep trying to call him a robot, but the mercenary. Let me roll damage.
You
So
you take half damage, and the ship will take full damage.
all right. Oh no, that's right.
Big money.
10.
Nice.
Nice. So that's them both taking 5?
Yep, with the ship's hardness in play.
Heck yeah. And Hosrod is going to use more movement. And oop. That's right.
Would
Oh,
that,
he's under the ship.
would he get a plot? Well, I guess it's half. It wouldn't matter. So never
There we
mind.
go. Not the exact route I was going to have him take, but he was under the ship's token, so I had to move him with my arrow keys.
All right. As Rod
That
gets some
does
damage off on the ship is looking battered. It is sparking. Pez, between you and the ship, what can you do?
I am guessing that I cannot actually hurt a ship. Because it probably will not take mental damage. So,
What's that?
I'm gonna. All right, so I'm not entirely sure if this would work. So if not, just more of a ruling on this. So I have the ability to do network spell,
Okay.
which allows me to cast a spell. So let me I'll put it in chat here so you can see it. So I can use an ally instead of yourself for to cast the spell from. I have a spell that has touch. Would that still so if I use my ally, would that still require my ally to touch a target? Or is touch just kind of an assumed melee range?
I believe the touch is meant to be like the range.
Yeah,
It's in the range spot.
Yeah.
Because the next thing I was going to try to do, and you can say no to this, is adhere. And I'm going to attempt to stick stick Neralda to the robot.
Or the green guy, who is not a robot somehow. He very much looks the part.
He's got a fancy suit.
And honestly, like he has like two little green dots on the top of his head, so they look like eyes. Like I know they're from Foundry, but to me, it just look like a pair of green eyes.
Unfortunately, I don't think this would qualify since it's an object to an object versus a creature.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, so in that case,
I do love that though.
I
Where do
know,
you
I was
think
like,
you're going?
What about like his gun to that crate? I guess the crate's not in Neurologist's reach, though.
and a robot's not a living creature, correct?
Now,
Not a robot.
an object you touch, and another. If you want to get really weird about it, his armor to the ground. But
Unfortunately,
I'm
being all
really
the creature
very
includes
hard.
the creature.
I don't know if it was obvious, Tegan, but I was reaching to the point where I pulled the back muscle.
A little bit of a stretch there. A little bit.
Yeah, a little. I mean, what's technically an object? You know? I would love the idea of like, why are my boots stuck to this damn landing pad? This is bullshit.
All right. So I'm just going to try this. We'll see if it works, and we'll find out. I suppose I could try to recall knowledge, but what's better just to find out the fun way. So I'm going to move towards the robot, and I'm going to attempt to use daze on him.
All right.
And that would be the mental.
You'll fail.
Nice. All right.
Tell me he died.
He is. He's not bloodied yet, but he's definitely feeling it.
Nice. All right.
Just imagining our emergency like pharmacy, like biological, or just going around. Let me help you die. You will no longer be in pain if you don't feel anything.
Just how much help he wants to give. All right, this guy is bloodied. He's surrounded. He sees his ship trying to get out. So he's going to try to grappling hook it. So he has to get a DC 20 to be able to cook this thing, or else he's going to be screwed. So you see the hook goes up. He thinks it's a firm hold on the ship, but you can tell from kind of just a casual glance, it's definitely not. Is he gonna do anything before he gets knocked over? He's out. Yeah, so you see the starship power up, begin to make its ascent. Like he gets lifted like 10 feet off the air before his grappling hook dislodges. He comes crashing to the ground, and he takes that 5 damage from the fall. But yeah, you see the starship streaking off to the sky. Argo, what do you do? And the starship is within 100 feet in case you do want to take other shots with it. It's just at 100 feet.
I mean, just 100 feet, eh? No big deal. I mean, based on how it looked, would one more shot of...
With your... No, not even with yours, because you have a D4.
Yeah. All right.
It was just battered. It was like bloodied, but not like severely. So.
And now I want fish. I'm thinking of the wrong battery. So, Margot's gonna yell out to make sure to take the green idiot alive, and. Nice grappling hook, you big dumb nerd. Diplomacy check against their will DC, right? So,
all right.
Do I have to
crit success? You see, like, especially as he looks up, sees the ship, like he's. First off, he already has the insult to injury because he fell, he hurt himself, but then as you add that insult in and he sees the ship dashing off, you do see like his morale looks broken.
All right. And then I'm going to throw beat the crap out of him, but we want his stupid ass alive. And I think I'm just gonna shoot him. I mean, I can aim for less than lethal, right? That's I imagine that's a penalty of some sort, or.
Yeah, you take a -2 penalty.
Okay, so strike modifier -2, I think.
What's the penalty?
Trying to like not kill him.
Not leave.
Oh yeah.
All right, so done.
I'm really surprised it's not a button you can press. Everything else
you can add it. Oh yeah, well.
Unfortunately, like even with him reeling from the shot, he still has some defensive mindset left.
To be fair, he'd probably be in cover there too, based on like where he landed and the box and everything. So, no worries. Okay,
Naraldra, you're up.
All right. I'll just kind of glare up at him and say, your ship's gone. You're coming with us. And it'll be easier if you cooperate. I'm going to try to demoralize.
Okay.
So that's my first action. Thank you for the bon mot. That probably made the difference. And then I'm going to attempt to grapple him.
All right.
And then I will make a non-lethal attack with my sword weapon.
Unfortunately, he just evades it. You see fear in his eye as you all kind of grab him to the ground, frightened him, and his ride takes off. Hazrad, you're up.
And a 14 wouldn't have hit, right? Because I think it didn't add the off guard. I clicked it before you added that in.
Oh, no, it didn't.
Oswald's gonna look at him and start punching him. These are non-lethal, of course. I'd have to take a penalty if they were. 17 to hit. Let me roll the damage. 4.
Nice. Yeah, he's looking very hurt.
Next roll to hit. Unfortunately, I cannot use my thing for that because it requires my warp reality to be up. So the last action's going to be also to demoralize.
He's already demoralized.
We're putting salt on the wound, Deacon.
Go for it. You can try the grip fish.
Yes. This is less for the effect, more for... I'm trying to think of it without an exploitative. To say out loud Hazrad's thoughts without the voice, so it's understandable. You would hear Hazrad refer to this guy as, "You fucking idiot." As he just bellows in his face.
Nice. All right, he is still frightened. Unfortunately, not a crit on that one, but definitely see you can hard to read his face through his armor, but you definitely see fear ever present in his body language. All right, Pez, can you finish this guy off ahead of his turn?
Don't kill him with your brain.
I don't know. I guess I'll just run over here and just continue. Do you need medical attention? Then I'll use my vitality network and heal the 2 people that were hurt. So I think Hazrad, I'll throw, I don't know, 10 at you and then maybe 6 at Neuraldra. I'm not sure how much you guys took.
I've taken 3.
Can you do unarmed?
I can't. I can. But
I'm curious.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not suggesting you do it. I know it kind of be out of character. I'm just imagining.
Yeah, it's an
a
action.
flying jellyfish just.
Smacking people.
Yeah. I should get the. You can do like one of the things I could have purchased was like an augment, and you can get some like kind of cool biological weapons. I ain't gonna lie.
You can.
Yeah.
Blood on my tentacles is a gun.
Oh, actually, there's some cool stuff you can do with that race.
That's pretty neat.
So, Pez, what are you doing again?
I'm just healing the other 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll heal for 3.
Do you get any extra back if it's over?
No, but I get like 4 every turn.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so just get it right back.
You see the mercenary kind of held down to the ground, looking up at the ship, seeing his escape just arcing off towards the stars. And you see him eventually just kind of let go of his weapon and hold his hand up. It's just kind of signaling his surrender. As you all kind of like got him secured, you do look and see that ship arcing up or starting to kind of crest towards the atmosphere. Then you see a bolt kind of emerge from the stars, crashing into that ship that was already sparking from your own battering of it. You see one bolt hit it, another bolt hit it, and then you start to see the ship spin, and then another bolt hits it and just explodes. As you start to see another ship starting to come out from the atmosphere, descending into the planet itself, wearing the orange and black of the Zarbine Protectorate. You start to see it arc towards the colony. And that is where we're going to wrap up our session.
We need to hide this son of a bitch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where Tegan's taking it, but man, oh man, I like. Okay. Ooh. No, Tegan. It's not that late, bro. We can go another hour.
Normally I would, but I have not slept well this week.
I'm totally kidding, man. That's just straight up greed on my part.
Especially, I was just like kicked up out of nowhere too. But yes, we will pick up next Tuesday on that side. Figure out kind of what happened at the settlement. You've got a prisoner that you've been able to take in. The ship that you were chasing got blown out of the sky by the Zardican forces. Gotta figure out what's going on at this settlement. Has someone put in an inside job? What's going on here? And see if you can kind of help Visa kind of navigate in between the two hiss that are trying to take the planet. So everybody join us next Tuesday, and we'll dive a little bit more in. But thanks for hanging out, everybody.